Hey guys, this is the review for episode 5 of Game of Thrones, Game of Dragons. I was going to say it should be named Game of Dragons now that I think about it. Season 6, I think. I think we are season 6. Yes, it is. And it was a really, really, really great episode. And I dare to say this was a better episode than the last one because it had a lot more happening. It got a lot of more of substance, if you will. It had a lot of everything, and I just love this episode because it brought back new characters, it brought back new intrigues, if you like, new like these meetings that were so weird, but that we didn't know we wanted, but we really wanted. I dare to say this was better than the last episode. I really think because the last episode, the best part and the only really great part was the last part, the one Daenerys burning all the people, all the Lannisters. But in this one, it was really good. Let's begin with Daenerys. She was, really harsh, you could say, but not really. When she burned the Tarleys, Sam's father and Sam's brother, I guess. And yeah, she was cruel and everything, but he was, he was, defending Cersei because she's from there and whatever, and that's like their thing. Everyone's saying that Daenerys is not from here, she's bringing foreigners. So I mean, maybe like some president that I'm thinking about, but whatever. Yeah, so of course they are going to say that, and that's a very like present day struggle that in the real world that they are trying to show on the series, and that's really interesting. And she brought them alive, and of course Tyrion wasn't really impressed by that, but because he thinks that she should be a better uh, ruler. Basically, she should be like fair and imprison people and whatever. But she was like, okay, I give them a choice, and I think she is kind of right about what she's doing because she's not enslaving anyone and she's not depriving anyone of their freedom. She's just saying, if you're going to potentially kill me in the future, I'm just going to kill you now because I'm not an idiot. And that kind of makes sense. What doesn't make sense is that she's going to be doing that a lot more often. But I think that about her, her conversation with John and her interactions with Jorah Mormont, who returned, of course, we can see that Daenerys is not like her father, definitively. And they said that like 3 times on the episode. She's really not like him, and I don't think she's going to become this, awful ruler that burns everyone. And Varys is really scared of that because he served her father. But that's not going to happen if she has good advice. And she really had good advice in this episode from Tyrion, in which Tyrion went to see Jaime and talked with him about the undead, basically, which wasn't really a great idea because Cersei already knew that Tyrion was there, and she let it happen. And I suspect Cersei also knew that I don't really remember his name. The Baratheon king, the bastard son. I'm kind of sure she knew he was around, but she doesn't really care because she doesn't see him as a potential threat. And to be honest, I don't really see him as anything. To be honest, he's going to go to the wall, and maybe he's going to be killed or something, or maybe he's going to ally with Daenerys, and he's a bastard son. I mean, he's not going to be a Baratheon king, or he's not going to rule over the Baratheon lands. That's really not possible because he's a bastard, and I don't think his house is fully, his region has not other houses to rule it. So I don't think it's going to be anything, to be honest. But it was really nice to see Gendry come back again, and with Sir Davos. And Sir Davos is such a great guy. I mean, I really loved Gendry because he's like this strong dude. Like, okay, let's just do whatever the fuck we have to do, and I'm ready. Let's go. Just don't tell me anything. Just I'm going. And I just love that character because of that. He's just as he comes, and he's sincere, he's honest, and he's just going forward. Just doesn't give a crap about anything else, and I think that's really enchanting about that character. I hope he survives, but I actually think it doesn't really make sense if he lives. So whatever. So Daenerys had that. She met with Jon, and she said goodbye to Jon and to Sir Jorah Mormont because they left for the wall. So it's kind of sad. I mean, she was visibly sad because she's kind of in love with Jorah Mormont, and she's kind of falling for Jon too because he was the only person that has touched that dragon besides her. So she must have thought he has something special for Drogon to be, to let him caress it, caress his, mouth. But I mean, we all know that because he's a Targaryen. And I love the scene when Sam and Gilly are just doing like their homework, let's say, and Gilly's just reading these stupid things about their 13,000 steps or whatever in the citadel, and she names Rhaegar Targaryen, and she says that he married after he married Elia Martell, and that woman she married was a Stark, and that proves that Jon is a Targaryen. I mean, she was about to say it, and he interrupted her because he was like pissed off that no one is listening to him, and that he's just doing like these menial jobs. So, and he left the citadel with a bunch of stolen books, with no one will care ever, but he will help in some way. But I thought it was so funny that they were this close to that huge piece of truth, and they just didn't go with it because he didn't hurt Gilly. And I hope she brought the book. I hope she has the book around, because if she left it, they will never know, or I will take longer to know. I like Cersei as everyone, because Cersei is really, really smart. I mean, she let Tyrion in and out of the city, which is insane. And she's trying to. She thinks she's going to be able to manipulate an armistice with Daenerys in order to crush Daenerys after she makes peace with her, or they, like divide Westeros or whatever. But that's not going to happen, because she doesn't even believe in the dead. She doesn't believe in shit, basically, because she just told Jaime, dead men, dragons or dragon queens, I don't give a care. We will defeat them all. And besides, she's pregnant, and she's crazy as fuck. So I don't even know if she's actually pregnant, because that baby's dead. I mean, that baby won't be born, or he won't be born. He won't be born, or maybe he will be born, and he will be the only living Lannister. Besides Tyrion, and maybe even Tyrion will die. I mean, we don't even know. So that's kind of interesting that she's going to have a baby, but I think he's going to be dead, or he's going to be like the last Lannister, and Daenerys will be like, okay, let's leave the kid alone because he is the only one left, or something like that. I think that's going to be very interesting. Of course, it was really cool, kind of cool, when Jaime told her that Olenna was the one that had killed Joffrey, and she thought it was her brother. So that was a shock for her. You could see that she was like, oh fucking shit, I made a mistake, but that doesn't make her hate Tyrion less. I mean, she doesn't really. That was like another excuse to hate him, but she still hates him. I mean, that doesn't really matter. And she doesn't even know Littlefinger participated too in the death of Joffrey. So that's going to be, kind of interesting. Talking about Littlefinger, all that spy. I mean, this should be called Game of Lies and Game of Spies or something, because that like thing between Littlefinger and Arya, we think that Arya is onto Littlefinger and she's going to find something, and she kind of does. And then when you see her reading that secret, which I didn't really understand, it was something about Sansa, like being loyal to Joffrey. I didn't really understand it, but she read it and got out, and what do you know? Littlefinger was watching her, and it was all a game by him. So she's really an idiot, and I hated that discussion between Arya and Sansa, because Arya really thinks that like she's above everything, and yes, Sansa is kind of a spoiled brat, and she really wants to be queen. Let's get real. And Littlefinger wants her to be queen because he's going to be able to manipulate him, or her, or so he thinks. But Arya just thinks that she's beyond everything just because he trained with these dudes in the east or east. So, and she doesn't. She clearly hasn't got a grip of everything, because Littlefinger is making his game in order to manipulate Arya, possibly kill her, and then just be alone to control Sansa, because Bran is just away. I mean, he just saw the White Walkers, and that's everything. And I mean, speaking about the White Walkers, it was great that the episode finished with this banter between this group of guys that are just like, we hate each other, but we have to fight these things because we just have to do it. And the Hound just wants to go there, and the Light people, or whatever they are called, the Brotherhood, Gendry hates them because they wanted to kill him because we send it to Melisandre, who we don't even know what the hell she is. But I mean, everyone hates each other, but they're like, okay, and Jon Snow said something really true, which is like, okay, we have something in common. We're alive, so we're going to kill those fuckers and bring one, because their plan is to bring one of the dead in order to show him to Cersei and be like, girl, we have to defeat these dudes first, and then we can go whatever the hell, or divide or whatever. But I think Daenerys might be wrong about that, and not Daenerys, Tyrion again, which is kind of sad because yes, you can bring a dead person to Cersei, she won't give a fuck. I mean, she's like, okay, I'm trying to rule my kingdom. I don't even give a crap about those dead, and she actually said it. So it's kind of funny. I mean that's kind of funny. I don't know if Ron is going to be tortured or killed. I don't think he will be killed. He will be tortured because he betrayed Jaime and Cersei in some extent. What else have we? I'm checking my. I just like wrote everything that happened on the episode. No, I think I spoke about most things. The Rhaegar Targaryen thing was just brilliant. I just loved that. Loved that because just the connections are amazing. So someone big is going to die in the next two episodes, 6 and 7, which will be the last two episodes of this season. So let's see who it is. Let's see who it is. Thank you so much for watching this review with me. Please retweet it, post it on your social media, every social media. Please like this video, comment down below whatever you thought about this episode. Wasn't it amazing? I just love this episode. I have to say I love this episode. And please subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I will review, of course, the next two episodes. Thank you so much. Goodbye.